Okay, a lot of people have been asking to go through my rig. So we've got the stereo microscope there, which is a new addition. Haven't used it much yet in the videos. It's more for bugs and large invertebrates. This is the main microscope I use, the compound one. Got it off Amazon. It's not really a major brand. Wasn't particularly expensive. It's about £260, this one. The stereo one was about 375. But the real brains of it all really is the Raspberry Pi, which I have tucked behind the back. So that's a Raspberry Pi 4 gigabytes. It's running off a little SSD. It's about 120 gigabytes. And then you can see I've got a large camera cable heading up to the Pi HQ camera, a high quality one, which has, if I can take her off, an off-the-shelf reduction lens. So it's an amp scope lens that you can pick up for about £30. The camera is about £50, and it screws direct in. So if you've got a photo tube microscope, you can go straight in. If not, you could take out an eyepiece and put it in there. So on the computer itself, got it set up so I wrote my own code effectively. Let me just bring up the code. Turn the camera off. So I've wrote out a load of code to build a simple GUI using the Kinter. We're using the Pi camera module. And I'll share the code anyway, but effectively there's quite a bit of it now where I've built out a GUI. When I first started, I just had on and off buttons for the camera. But then reading the documentation, you could see that there was a lot more you could control. So, okay. So the GUI is nice and simple. I'll try and get it in focus. So I've got camera on, camera off, rotate, flip horizontal and vertical. You can adjust the brightness, the contrast, saturation, sharpness, the ISO setting. And there's some effects you can use, I'll show them in a bit. And automatic white balance. And then at the bottom I've got buttons to start recording, stop recording, take a picture, zoom in and zoom out. So it's all work in progress at the moment. So if I go up and switch the camera on, you get a live feed preview of the microscope, and that's just a prepared slide of a housefly leg. Okay. And then if we go back, I'll try and keep it on there, but I can adjust the brightness. And this has made a massive difference in the video quality, the contrast settings. So I can play about with it, and I can increase the saturation levels. So normally I have the brightness low and turn the contrast up a little bit. Just up the light. Sharpness, you can increase it. And you can see like the detail on the hairs, so you can get really fine-tuned in on the fly leg. This is just with a ×4 objective at the moment. And then the effects are quite good, so you can invert it, which is a bit bright, a bit saturated. You can solarize it. And then you've got artistic effects, so you can flick right through all those effects, which I quite often do. Then you got the white balance. And at the moment, the two microscopes just share the one camera, makes sense. You're only really using one at a time, so just take it out, and I've got a photo tube on this microscope I can use. And that's about it really, but the microscope itself came with the 4, 10, 40 and 100 times objectives, but most of the things I film, I like the larger creatures, so I don't go down to oil immersion, so I swapped that out. I got a 60, and I also picked up a 20 lens So at the moment on this, I've got the ×4, ×10, 20, 40. And I can swap out the 4 whenever I want with the 60. So that one's the 100. If we go back to the fly leg, you can see it's a lot better. And that's it really. And it's a Raspberry Pi keyboard. So the other side of it, if I just turn the camera off, I set up a shared directory with Samba. I made a video and photo field. So every time I sit and record now, it creates a session folder. So if I go to into the shared, you can see it creates a folder each time. And then if I record anything, I'll just try and find a folder. It's in there. I've also set the video feed to, once you finish shooting, instead of it being in H.264 format, it converts it to MP4. And that way off the shared folder, I can go on my Mac, pull them across and edit them straight away. And that's about it.